AC. Welcome in this video, and here we are going to start a new series on quadratic equations. So we are going to start with how do we derive a quadratic equation. This is a question that I normally get from so many people. How can we derive the quadratic equation? Now, a quadratic equation is always in form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where a, b, and c are constant. And by now, we should have known that a quadratic equation has the highest power as 2, and always quadratic equations must have 2 solutions. Well, for us to be able to solve this quadratic equation, then this is how we go about it. So we start by taking a constant to the right hand side, and therefore before we take this to the other side, then the first thing we should at least have is to make sure that this constant here is a 1, and therefore we can divide throughout by a. Now again we have x squared plus b over a x plus c over a is equals to 0. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is to apply this concept here, that if we take b, we divide by 2, this value, we divide it by 2, and we add it on both sides. So this is what we are going to have. So x squared plus b over a x, and then we take this constant on the other side, is equals to negative c over a. Now I want to take b over a, I divide it by 2, and I square it. Whatever I get, I add it on both sides, and that's going to be x squared plus b over a x plus, now I'm going to take b over a, divide by 2 squared is equals to negative c divided by a, and we add the same thing we added here, b over a divided by 2, and we square that. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is to notice that on the left hand side, this is a perfect square, and the way we can write a perfect square like this one, a squared plus b ab plus b squared, or what we call 2ab, can be written as a plus b squared, and that is exactly what we have here. Then we can write it as x plus b over 2a, and we square that, which should be equal to, if we square this, we're going to have b squared divided by 4a squared minus c divided by a. Well, so we can simplify further by combining this. Let's combine this so that we can have a single fraction. If we combine them and we have a single fraction, then we're going to have b squared minus b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. This LCM is going to be 4a squared, then b squared minus 4ac. So we have a single fraction now. Now we can write this as follows. We're going to write this as x plus b over 2a. We square that, so it could be equals to this value here, b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. So remember, our main thing, or our main objective, is to find the value of x in terms of a, b, and c. And therefore, we're going to find a way to move this square, and of course, we're going to square root on both sides. And if you find the square root on both sides, then we remain with x. This square root cancels out the square there, plus b over 2a is equals to, remember, the square root of any number is plus or minus. So plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and we divide that by the square root of 4a squared. This should be 4a squared, should be 2a. Alright, so our next thing is to solve for x. So we need to remain with x on this side, and therefore x is equals to, now b over 2a goes on the other side and becomes negative b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and we divide this by 2a. And you notice we have a 2a and a 2a in the denominator. We're going to combine that and have a single denominator, and that is going to be equal to x equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. All this we divide by 2a, and this becomes the quadratic equation. We can use this equation to solve so many problems, and that's how we do it.